So this is our issue. Like my case is very rare case. Usually over 70 divorce, no woman come. And so this is single and worrying about. I always talking Kimoto. You should get married. You're single. It's too risky, in the house. Get heart attack. Who's going to help you? No. So sort of things is we need to consider for
you need a smartwatch, Kimoto-san.
Okay, not only heart attack, but problem is mental. Who's going to take care of your mental issue? I feel alone. Who's going to support it? Okay, robotics is human robotics will help you.
That's not gonna.
No. Human robotics help you. They really help you. Recently, do you know? You don't know that old people they just buy Sony dog. They're going to take care of you. They have very sensitive mind. They talk, also dog, cat, physical actor dog and cat.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
It's going to help you. Anyway.
But I think pets maybe.
But this is still many cases we can fix mental issues. So what?
And most condominiums in Japan do not allow you to have a cat or a dog.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking about, Japanese senior people need to give them education. Japanese government much more emphasis on education. Education is learning, gives them dream. Education is gives them dream. So this is very important.
But are they capable of fulfilling that dream?
Just mental attitude. If you're going to change your mental attitude, you're more
Absolutely, that's where everything starts. Yeah,
fruitful life.
I believe it. But if you create a dream and you do not also create the possibility to actually to realize your dream.
Oh, okay, you change the word. Happiness. How is it going to attain happiness? What is the happiness? What is happiness? What is the mind set? How do you think about? What define happiness is? Okay, education. Even if you just got to money, only the 50,000 then good enough for living. If change their mind. Okay, you want a big house, big condominium, whatever. No. I by myself, I don't, no problem at all. Okay, I don't care about the location. 1/3 of this space, 1 piece of space, no problem. Right? I can, I just go just 500 yen the dinner shop and restaurant, no problem, because I'm educated. Okay, so this is education. One food, one dinner, one day, no problem. 50,000 is good enough for living. So this is your mindset. You're going to educate it. This is education, and then I can sustain my happiness. Okay, so I can going to be happy. Then spouse will come together with me. Well, how come he's happy? I'm not happy. So I want to join with you. So woman is come to me. If I'm happy, this is very important. So this is kind of future Japanese government much more emphasize on education. That's the reason why I'm talking about it. But unfortunately, my school English. So
no one is listening.
Japanese come here. Okay. If I can speak in Japanese, many people will come. Right? I just teaching Spirit of Japan and teaching Spirit of Japan. Oh my God, Spirit of Japan in Japanese. None of material here in Japan, but I'm teaching Spirit of Japan, writing Spirit of Japan in English. Okay? In English. Nobody understands. Many people say, well, why don't, that's the reason why every time I'm distributing Japanese, my message in the new school in Japanese and English both. And then for Japanese, just distribute to every day, 10 minutes every day. And the kind of sort of things I'm speaking Japanese. Yeah? This is very important. So, are we behind? Okay, we are not behind. Driverless vehicle, yes, we don't need any drivers. But problem is, Japanese very conservative, very much take care. But in future, anyway, in a couple of years later, even if in Japan, Japanese, we're going to no taxi driver here. Couple years later.
And they will implement a base income for everybody.
Yeah. And more, but problem do you have? last week I discussed you. Most problem is driverless vehicle is no problem. Problem is, as you know, you told me 80% of car is not used.
Right.
Private car, right?
Right.
So if going to be the driverless vehicle or shared car, everybody don't own their own car.
Right.
It means car manufacturer reduce their making car
Absolutely.
80%. It means they cannot sustain their business.
Right.
What's going to do? This is a big issue.
That's a big issue.
Industry is
It's
disappearing.
already happening. I will show you a video later.
This is a big issue.
Mm.
So industry growth, no growth. Okay, I just Japan, the current Japanese situation, economy, politics going 20, 30 years, no problem. But big problem is manufacturing industry will disappear. So it means current level of standard level cannot sustain government.
Well, I think we're already in a situation where everything is like a race to the bottom. We're already in that stage. I was really surprised about like everything becomes cheaper. It seems in Japan. So no company like the supermarket near my house. You needed previously it was so that you needed to buy groceries up to 1,000,000 yen, then they would deliver it to your house for free. But now Amazon is there; they deliver it for free. So now you only need to buy for 2,000 yen, and they deliver it to your house for free. Everything becomes cheaper and cheaper.
Oh, by
and
the way,
cheaper
what is
and
electric retail maker? Not Yamagiwa. It's Yodobashi. No, Yodobashi.
Yodobashi
camera.
Mm.
They delivered their product only 500 yen.
Right. So of course they make a loss on those deliveries, but they need to do it in order to stay in business, in order to transform their business and to become profitable again. But this is, I don't know whether this is healthy. This is not adding anything to the economy.
But how do you think about my concern is the disappearing manufacturing industry? How they're going to make more money in country? It's a problem.
It's definitely a problem. Now, if you put on top of that manufacturing, you can outsource manufacturing, right? Those jobs are disappearing.
At global level is what I'm talking about. This is a big problem. No manufacturing, they don't make it. How they can try to get money? How do they try to consider value added, service, value added products, and then they get money. If they don't, they cannot get money. What's happened?
Well, basically, I mean, I think the employment in, of course, people will still buy things, right, like computers and
how they're going to get the money from?
Well, I think people are owning less, so and more sharing stuff, sharing cars, not only cars but also maybe other
It means everything reducing in the future.
Right.
Okay.
So that means that also GDP
car industry reduced 10% and GDP reduced 10%.
Right.
Okay, they try to spend money 10% less.
Right.
Like nuclear power plant disappeared, but they survived. Nothing different. It's there. Electric industry total lie. Past several decades, it disappear. Nuclear power plant, we cannot. Industry cannot sustain. No, nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's right. You're right. Everything spend less.
Right.
No
So
problem.
it's just going down. Everything's going
Okay.
down.
So now,
Okay.
conclusion, no problem.
Okay, so we saw this graph last week. This is, are we behind? So the answer here is also no. If we just look at the totals and employment, then we see that, okay, yeah, China is employing 10 times more people in the renewable energy sector, but actually China has 10 times more people than Japan, so that kind of makes sense. But Japan is not doing bad compared to other nations. There are some exceptions here. Brazil is doing quite well. United States is basically less than 3 times, while the population of Japan of the United States is about 3 times that Japan. So Japan is actually not doing so bad if you look at it from a little bit further distance. So again, that's the
How
same
come
message.
Japan, they like, which one is good? Water?
No,
Wind?
solar.
Or solar?
Solar.
The
Solar is doing a lot, actually.
solar manufacturing, you said?
Yeah, solar energy. The people employed in the solar.
Employment solar manufacturing.
Yes.
Right? I thought China. Still Japan is making
Well,
solar.
China is doing more, 7 times, 6 times, 6 times.
Yeah, but a big population.
But yeah, so, indeed. So relatively speaking, Japan is still doing
okay, go
quite
ahead,
well.
go ahead.
So it seems like Japan is not as far behind as we are led to believe from the international media. However, there seems to be a more inward focus toward new technological developments than in, for example, Germany and the US. Meaning, okay, it's more between Japanese companies, not technology that is being launched with a lot of brouhaha on the global stage, but carefully, step by step, after careful testing. Japan will launch their technology. Well, we already discussed, I think, these questions. Why doesn't Japan try to brand and export their technology? What will it take to do that? You also already mentioned examples. And how well does Japan blend in with international projects? Yeah, I think that is an issue. I'm not confident that 500 people who will operate on the bigger stage will be able to drive the Japanese economy. So 500,000 people. I think the power in Japan, we have these people already, and I'm thinking about Takahashi-san, for example, who are working outside of Japan, who are trying to create projects, build up connections, but who become more or less isolated because everything is ultimately decided in Japan. If you wanna actually be successful with those 500,000 people who are going to be the movers and the shakers for Japan overseas, then the power balance needs to change from Japan, from the Japanese headquarters, and more delegated towards the local markets. Otherwise, I'm afraid that 500,000 will not be enough to actually catch up with the rest of the world. Would you like to add to that, Takahashi? Sorry. So basically, regarding this question, my answer to that question is, okay, how well does Japan blend in with international projects? So what we have been discussing is that there are still a lot of companies in Japan, or a lot of initiatives in Japan, where the technology is very strong, but the number of international players within these projects is very limited because it's more difficult. There's a bigger risk. There is a difficulty with language, with standards, with business culture, which drives Japanese players to actually work together when it comes to developing new technology. But the difficulty starts when you start to market that technology. Now, Uno-san said, okay, well, Japanese will never learn English. There will be a workforce of about 500,000 people who speak English, who will represent Japan on the global stage. Well, if that is true, my concern is that we already have an army of Japanese people who work outside of Japan. But looking at the way Japanese businesses are organized, I see that there is a difficulty for those people to actually drive their headquarters. So if the power remains focused on Japan, within Japan, then I'm afraid that these 500,000 people will not be capable of making Japan successful in international projects, because the power they don't have the power to actually move their own organization.
Yeah. So, and also it shouldn't necessarily be the Japanese team representing Japanese companies and the country of Japan. Might get more and more international. This means that work with the other countries, other company from other countries.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる専門性を持つ英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師が話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料を作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対してもいろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。